All right, guys. I apologize about being late. I thought I was streaming, and for some reason it just wasn't. I was recording, and it took me a few minutes. Obviously, it took me about 3 minutes to realize that this was not actually streaming live. So I apologize about not being here on time, although there's nobody here at the moment. But anyway, let me see. I'm on now. That's to you, Aaron. That's to you. In Japan, of all places. So, okay, now we have two people. Now we have two people watching. Thank goodness. Okay, so as I was saying, I thought I was streaming and I wasn't. This thing was recording. It wasn't even giving me the option to stream live. I don't know why. I've never seen that before. But that's technology for you. I would like to say it's error. It's user error, but like I said, I've never seen that before. Anyway, I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to kind of file in. Of course, I gave late notice that I was doing this. Do you guys like candy corn? For some reason, it seems like most people don't. But I love it. I used to love it when my mother would take us to IGA. I'd see this, in the checkout line, and she'd get me one. I thought, oh, she was the greatest mom in the world for doing that. But I eat way too much of it when I do eat it. Okay. Hey, Wade. Good to see you, man. So, according to your comment on my post, you must be growing your beard back out, right? That's what it seemed to imply. What stage are you at in all of that? As you guys can see, mine is grown out enough right now to the point that I cannot see my skin through my beard. It's just, I always like it when it gets right to that point. Tard Nation, hey, good to see you, man. I have been out for almost 2 months. Not off of YouTube, but I haven't done a live stream in almost 2 months. I got very preoccupied with just trying to make normal content. So that's where all of my energy was going, and I just wasn't allowing myself time to do this because I would be exhausted every day. And it really went to show me like how much energy it takes to make videos every day. It's not as easy as what some people might think. It might be easier for some than others because I guess maybe the longer you do it, the better you get at it, the more you flow. But yeah, I've learned a lot. I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm kind of taking a little bit of a hiatus from it. Just maybe a short little vacation. Buenos noches from California. Good to see you, Paul. Wade saying, yes, only have about a week's worth of growth. I shaved it when I was on vacation a week ago. Yeah, well, it doesn't take long for it to start piling up. I don't know where I want to go with my beard growth right now, but I always have these highfalutin plans for how thick I want it to be or how long I want it to go. And then something always crops up. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna trim it a lot shorter. So I'm not making any promises this time. That is just totally not what I'm doing. I'll check my phone here real quick. Okay. So while I'm on here with you guys, I am chatting back and forth with Aaron from Japan. Remember him? He lives, of course he lives in such a totally different time zone. The time of day is like, I don't know, probably mid-morning over there. And so it's probably more of an imposition for him to tune in. So he's texting me. He's trying to catch this. Oh, there. Do I need to fly? No. Well, Aaron, if you happen to be watching, no, you don't need to fly over here to help me out. Well, I don't know. Maybe I could probably use it. A fifth grader might be smarter after all. Yeah. So when I posted the notification that I was going to be doing this live stream tonight, so some of you may have seen it on Instagram, some of you may have not. And I said I wanted to do some quizzes just for fun. I had seen somebody else do this. It wasn't a live stream. I saw somebody else, make long form content where they did like personality tests and quizzes, and I thought, that's really interesting. That could be a lot of fun. So I wanted to try it out tonight just to see what that would be like, and we're going to find out. But anyway, my point is, I made the comment that we're going to see. I'm going to take a couple quizzes and see if I actually am smarter than a fifth grader. But I have my doubts about that. So that's what Aaron's cracking on right now. Is that maybe I really am not smarter than a fifth grader. I'm probably not. I'm probably not. About certain things I probably am. But anyway, what's going on in your part of the world? Is it hot where you are? Seems like it's been very hot for a lot of people. There's a lot brewing out there in the atmosphere. Hurricane Erin, which built up really quick, and I don't know where it's at right now. I haven't looked at the forecast today. But I know yesterday or the day before it was like a hurricane category 5, I think, or something like that. Category 4. And they believe it's going to go out west into the Atlantic, west of Florida and Georgia and Carolinas. So hopefully that won't get us, but there's another one behind it, or at least a tropical system behind it. We're hoping it doesn't come up this way. The only way that I would be okay with it coming up this way is if it didn't do any damage to my house, which sounds pretty selfish, but the money is good when you have to do hurricane work. But it's not the best way to make it. I wish I could make that kind of money some other way. So that's what you get though when you work for a utility company. You are like one of the first people that goes out and responds to post hurricane situations. So anyway, I was looking at some strange news today. Where am I at here? I think I lost myself. Oh, okay. I was looking at some strange Florida news today, just out of curiosity, to see what's going on, because I don't think anybody has stranger news than Florida. I'm going to see if I can get this right here. And let me see if I can get through. Let me see if I can go through a couple of headlines here. I hope the blue background is not hard on the eyes. If it is, let me know and I will change it. But yeah, let's go through some Florida news here, because we live in a bizarre state. I mean, every place is, right? But I think Central Florida kind of takes the cake. This first article here says Florida man arrested after using sprinklers to spray disabled children. What's wrong with that? No, I'm kidding. I don't know that, but so I did see one on here. I don't know if I'm going to click onto it or not. This isn't the one I was referring to, but look at this one right here. Right here. This woman says, "I'm gonna effing blow you guys up." Drunken outburst lands Florida woman in jail. Oh man. I don't know if I should click onto that one. Well, it says a drunken threat landed a Florida woman in jail earlier this year, according to court. And so there's not really telling me much there. I might come back to that. Florida woman struck and killed while checking on a possum. Okay, I gotta click onto this one. Let's see what's going on. What is going on with this lady? Troopers ID victim as 27-year-old Spring Hill woman. She was struck and killed Sunday night after she exited the vehicle to check on an injured possum. Listen, you just don't get out of your car like that. Let's see if I can get rid of this right here. Wow, look at that. Well, it was shown just a few seconds ago. I might have seen more of it. Oh, there you go. Huh. Is this the same? Oh, yeah, that's her car. Look at that. The FHP said a Toyota Camry driven by the woman's husband was traveling on Hexham Road and stopped to check on an injured possum. The woman got out to attend to the possum, but was struck by a Chrysler 300 driven by a 19-year-old Wiki Wachi. Man, yeah, Wiki Wachi is a real place. Some doozies here. That's sad, but it says this crash comes a month after a 77-year-old man was struck and killed on I-95 while trying to save a turtle. Yeah, the things that people will do, we see this a lot. So down here in Lakeland, we have a lake that everybody walks around called Lake Hollingsworth. There's a couple of lakes, nice lakes, but the circumference of the lake is about 3 miles, a little short, shy of 3 miles. And I was behind me. Me and one of my buddies was leaving work one day. He was in front of me in his truck, and I was behind him. And I noticed that he slowed down to a stop and got out of the truck. And this woman was like leaning down, looking over this duck. I guess she must have hit this duck in the road, and she was like crying. So I called him later. I said, Chase, what happened? He says, oh yeah, this lady hit this duck and she felt really bad. She didn't know what to do with it. He goes, I'll take it off your hands. I go, what do you mean take it off her hands? He goes, I'd throw it in the back of my truck and then I'd kill it for her. Like, how would you do that? He's somehow just like swing it around by its neck or break its neck. I don't know, man. I couldn't do it. My mom talks about raising chickens when she was a kid, and that's how they used to kill chickens, is swing them around by their neck and until they broke. But yeah, how do I get onto that? Oh yeah, the things that people stop for in the road here. Uh, I listen. Going to motorcycle driving school taught me you don't slow down for animals crossing the road. You just don't, because they that will potentially put you in more danger than them. An animal's not worth it. So I've hit a few animals. I don't slow down. I just keep going straight. Hit squirrels are the worst because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't talk at all. I don't know why I said that, but okay. Let's see if we can get. Let me see. Oh, someone said something here. Let me let me attend to this. Paul's saying 95 degrees today, heating up to 109 Friday. Is this in California? I can't remember. I think that's what you were saying, telling me before. Oh, Sunshine State Grooming's here. Good to see. I think your name is Greg also, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your name is Greg also. I think it's what Tom Smith told me. I mean, I think you and I have briefly corresponded through DMs or something like that. But and if you're in, well, obviously you are in Florida. Where are you at? Because I can't remember. So Paul says he's in Bakersfield. Bakersfield. Okay, man. I wonder if it's drier out there than it is here. Rainbow Vision Art here from the UK. Oh, good to have you. Thank you for chiming in. Nice to see you. Okay. Well, let's go back to, let's see if we can find another quirky article before we get into these quizzes here, because I'm kind of looking forward to taking a few of these just for the heck of it, just for fun. I have a few comments to make about them before I actually take them. But here's the thing: I would love to hear what you guys would answer to. So it'd be, when I start taking those quizzes, that would be a good time to really chime in. All right. The world's most dangerous tree is in Florida. Here's how it could kill you. I'm not going to click onto that. Okay, so did you hear about this woman? I'm sure everybody did. This woman who's posing as a nurse. She saw thousands of patients before her arrest. 4,000 patients. Yeah, I don't know. She was actually, I heard on the radio that she was actually up for a promotion at the time of her arrest. So she had managed to fake her way or assume the role well enough to fool a lot of people enough to get to where she was. I'm see she's and that's crazy that she 4,000 patients. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to get into that because you guys have probably heard about it before. Um, Flagler County, I guess it's up there by Daytona and all that. I'm assuming. Oh man, man faces charges for pointing laser at Marion County sheriff's helicopter. Yeah, don't ever do that. Okay. Oh, so speaking of the UK, and I'm not picking on you when I do this here. What was your name here? The Rainbow Vision Art. I'm not picking on you, but since you talk about you're from the UK, um, I heard about this story. I heard about this story just a few days ago. Man vacationing in Polk County, accused of holding woman's head underwater at pool. Mark Gibbons, 62, faces second degree murder charges. And I believe he's from the UK, which really surprises a lot of people. In Davenport, which is right up the road from me, actually. A 62-year-old man from England is facing charges of attempted second-degree murder and battery after he allegedly tried to drown his daughter-in-law. So get this. This gets really weird. I tried to drown his daughter-in-law at a Davenport vacation rental home. The Polk County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded to the Solterra Resort on Sunday around 5:19 p.m., where witnesses and the victim told authorities that Mark Gibbon had been arguing with his 33-year-old daughter-in-law in the resort's swimming pool before attempting to drown her. Now, why do you think that is? I wonder if this thing will tell the whole story. Well, on the surface, no pun intended, the two were arguing about Gibbons' grandchildren. Officials said the victim's 9-year-old daughter jumped into the pool in an attempt to stop Gibbon from drowning her mother. According to the release, the victim stated that Gibbon only stopped after witnesses at the resort said they called the sheriff's office. Because Mr. Gibbon couldn't control his anger, he may find himself spending a lot more time in Florida than he had anticipated. Here's what they're not telling you. This man was having an affair with his daughter-in-law. So that's why I say on the surface it might appear that they were arguing about the granddaughter, but he was actually having an affair with his daughter-in-law. I don't know why they left that out of this story on here, but there you go. And no, we don't think all people from the UK do that. But anyway, I'm not going to get into any more of those stories on there. I thought it might be a good icebreaker, perhaps, and just give me something to talk about while we're waiting. Okay, so Sunshine State Grooming says yes with two G's at the end, though. It's funny because growing up, it was hard for me to convince people or to try to get them to write my name right because they'd always spell it with two G's on the end. You say you're in Deltona. I don't honestly. I mean, I know I've seen that on the map, but I couldn't tell you right offhand where it's at. Okay, so Sunshine State Grooming says, yeah. Bakersfield is hell in the summer. I lived in California up until January. So that's Sunshine State Grooming. Okay, I'm getting my wires crossed. It's just me. So Joanne. Okay, thanks for sharing your name. Now that way I'll be able to call you by your name. So Joanne. I'm not usually good at names, but for some reason on here I've been able to remember a few people's names. Surprisingly, it's definitely not the norm here. Oh wow. Oh no, I'm sure you're absolutely right. I'm sure that that's more of just regular Florida behavior. But yeah, that's why it got such shocking attention on the radio when I heard it. They were like, "That's not what we think of. We think of the UK." Well, of course not. I think people over there are probably a little more dignified than we are. So Sunshine State Grooming says, and Greg says, let me just call you Greg instead of saying the whole company name. So I can never get them to do mine right. They wanted 1G or go Gregory. Well, that's what my middle name is Gregory. Um, everybody, that's what I've always been called my whole life. I've never gone by David, which is my first name, David Gregory. And yeah, it's funny though. They'd want to put 1G on yours and 2 on mine. Like, why is that? People have a hard time getting names right, period. I have a daughter named Bryn, Brynn. She's obviously a girl. We take her into the doctor's offices and we sign her name on the form. We'd always come out and go, Brian, you're looking right at her. She's obviously a girl. There is no A in there, but people just can't get it right, you know. Okay, so Aaron is here. All right, Aaron, I was talking about you just a little bit. I was letting people know how we were conversing back and forth. So you know what happened, Aaron? I started the live stream, or so I thought, and for some reason it was just recording. It wasn't actually doing anything live. I've never seen that here. That's never been a problem before. So it's probably just a little minor glitch that I overlooked because it's been so long. I mean, it's been about 2 months since I've done this, so that's probably all it is. But yeah, so glad to see you in here. Thanks for being here. I know it's hard when you're on the other side of the world. Aaron says my daughter's name is Emily Ruth, and I always call her M Ruth. Okay, all right. So we got somebody from Japan and somebody from the UK here. Although Aaron, you're actually from California, I believe. So yeah, we've got I think we got two. We got somebody else from California here tonight also. Paul. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, I had this. Oh, Fuzzy Otter's here from Canada. Wouldn't that be great if we could just get a whole slew of people from different countries in here tonight? That would be awesome. Thanks for being here, man. If you want to give me your real name, you can, so I can just call you by that, or I can just call you Fuzzy Otter. Yeah, so let's take a look at some of these quizzes. So like I said, I had seen somebody else make long form content, and they had done some quizzes and things like that. Wait a minute, let me get this off of here. Oh, Patrick. Patrick is okay. So good. Thank you. Thank you for giving me your name. So now I've this is 2 new people, Joanne and Patrick. All right. All right. So before I get any further, uh, Aaron's saying that's right. Dana Point, California isn't it just weird how I just finished breakfast and you have just finished dinner? I haven't even eaten dinner. I don't know why, but dinner always gets fixed right about the time that I start the live stream. Okay, my wife she made me a plate. It's in the microwave. I mean, she didn't make it in the microwave, but she's just setting it aside for me and putting it in there so that no cats get to it or anything. But yeah, it's waiting on me when I get done. We're having ham, mashed potatoes and gravy, corn. Oh, sounds so good. It just makes me hungry. But yeah. But anyway, okay. So I've seen some people do quizzes and stuff like this on, and I thought this would be a great idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. There's certain quizzes I don't want to do. When I looked up free quizzes online, there was just nothing but a bunch of weird stuff that looked like teenage girls had made, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's BuzzFeed. They had a bunch of stuff like this, and look, take a gander at this. I'm not taking these. Okay, unless you request me to, and if you do, I will. I promise. I'll take these if you want me to. But look at the titles of some of these. Okay, pick food from all 50 states, and we'll tell you what makes you absolutely resistible or irresistible. Irresistible. how do those things go together? I don't know. Like, who are these enigmatic prognosticators? Okay, I'm just having fun with words, but that's these people. Okay, here's another one. Which food right here? Which food court restaurant describes you to a T? Go on a shopping spree to find out. I'm telling you, man. It's a bunch of teenage chicks. So here you go. Here we go. Pick. Okay, I already said that one. I looked over this earlier. Okay. Uh, here we go. Here we go. Which flower matches your personality? I hope none of them. Choose a song from each decade to choose a song from each decade to find out. Oh man. Uh, Plan a wedding and I'll try to guess if you're Team Conrad or Jeremiah. I have no idea what that even means. But yeah, find out what your constellation is or what constellation you are. Build a cookie cake to find out what type of shark you're most like. I don't even that doesn't even compute. Enjoy some pasta and we'll accurately guess your favorite season. All right. I bet I can guess your zodiac sign by the type of breakfast items you'd grab. Well, oh my word. Okay, so I'm obviously not taking any of those quizzes unless you request me to. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. I will get some other ones here though. We're gonna have fun with some of these. And I hope you follow along. Okay, so Paul says 9 p.m. your time. Yeah, yeah, that's when I started this. That's a pretty late dinner. We're a late eating family. We really are. All right. So Aaron said I made beef stew and cornbread. Oh man, that sounds so good. Beef stew and cornbread. And then what else did you say here? Okay, we'll get to the quizzes here in just a second. All right. Do you like my new Chat GPT YouTube profile pic? I don't know. I'm trying to look at it. Hold on. I got to make the screen bigger. Is that I can't tell. Is that God of War? Looks like it might be. Okay. So let's get to a quiz. So here's what I wanted to do. Let's do a personality test first. All right, let's do a personality test. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because growing up in the 70s and 80s, personality tests were very, very popular. All sorts of books were written about them, and people were taking them all the time. Now you didn't have online availability. You didn't, I don't know. You had to mail this stuff in, and then you get the stuff back. You get the results in later, and sometimes this stuff costs money, and sometimes it costs a lot of money. And I never really put a lot of stock in them. I didn't really pay too much attention to them. Um, they just they just weren't for me. I just figured, how could you possibly know that much about me by such little information? They think they get it right, but I just don't put a lot of stock into them. However, I usually end up having to take them at someone else's behest. Okay, and I was like, oh, whatever. I felt more or less forced into it, but then I do them and I'm like, what? This isn't me. So I'm gonna take this now, and I think people still like taking personality tests. But I'm telling you, back in the 70s and 80s, they were so popular. They really were. So what I did was I searched for a website that I thought had some, actual credibility, and that might have a little more qualifications for, you know, putting out something like this. So I went to psychologytoday.com and I found a few. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Psychology Today. Here's the thing about this particular website. is that it's not just one personality type. They break it down into so many different categories. As you can see right here, is that they have all, career, health, IQ, personality, relationships. I mean, these all have to do with personalities to some degree. I mean, even though this one and blue is just marked personality. So anyway, they have are you boring, OCD test, locus of control test, optimism test. I don't know how good these are. Like I said, no matter what, I'm not going to put a lot of stock into them. But I thought it'd be fun to take them and maybe, just maybe, might find out something somewhat interesting. They even had, I kind of want to take this. They even have one here that says flirting personality test for men or for women, empathy test, narcissism test, paranormal beliefs. I mean, the list goes on and on. How far down does this go? Okay. So I don't know how many is here. I'd say about 60 different categories, maybe. So if you see one on here that you'd like me to take, I will do it. I'll have to check back on the. I'm gonna look at this different screen to see if I can find a comment that might tell me something. Oh, Rainbow Vision Art. You said I'll stay for a bit. It's around 2:30 a.m. here. Oh, well, thanks for being here. I listen. I understand if you can't stay around, but I do appreciate you coming in and attending with us. I hope to see you again. Listen, by the way, I'll talk about this more later, but I really want to live stream more. I'm thinking about doing a 30-day challenge where I live stream every day, and it won't always be at the same time. But we'll see. We'll see. I hear a cat on the other side of my door. Let me tell my wife to come get this cat. Hold on. Can you get Oscar? Okay. So, anyway, Aaron's saying it is it because you want to know if you're smarter than a fifth grader? Yeah. Well, maybe. Jordan Peterson has good. Oh, Jordan Peter has. Well, I guess Jordan Peterson would have a personality test. Okay, so let's just take one at random here. You probably can't hear my cat. We have like a bunch of them, but there's one in particular that's at the door on the inside of the room. And I don't want to leave the screen. Okay, accident proneness test, anger management test. Catastrophizing test. Okay, what should I do? Let's see. I have a charisma test down here. Let's see if I have any charisma. I probably don't. Okay. 20 questions, 3 minutes. I think these are timed. Okay, guys, listen. Can I make this? Is my screen stuck? Oh, man. Let me make this go down. Okay. There are 20 questions. You have, and it takes about 3 minutes to do. So here's what it says. Are you charismatic? A charismatic person can take the temperature of a room and then command and energize it. Some characteristics of charisma include a genuine interest in others, emotional awareness, confidence, humility, and strong communication skills. See where you fall on this charisma scale. Oscar, come here, kitty, 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 kitty. Come here. Let's see if he'll come over here. Come here, kitty, kitty. Come here. I'm going to show off my cat with half a tail. Ricky, Oscar. Okay. I guess no one's paying attention to my text to get this cat out of here. All right. So let's see what this says. Use the key below. Answer the questions based on how strongly you agree or disagree with the statement. So here we go. Let's find out. Let's find out if I have any charisma. Number one, I am comfortable making eye contact during conversations. Would I disagree with that about myself or agree? Well, I will tell you, I strongly agree. I always do this. Okay. Number two, I feel comfortable starting conversations with strangers. How would you? He's right there. Thank you. So, number two, I feel comfortable starting conversations with strangers. How would you answer that? For me, I say I strongly agree. Number three, I listen closely to what my conversation partners have to say. I agree, but sometimes I'll admit sometimes my thoughts get in the way. So I'm there's these 5 circles here. So I'm gonna hit the next to the last, the penultimate circle here, because I do strongly listen, but I think that I think there's parts of my brain that fade off. Number 4, I can get a little defensive when people offer me feedback or criticism. No, not really. Do I do I get defensive? No, I don't think I do. Okay, so I feel like if I put strongly disagree with that statement, that they wouldn't be completely honest, because I'm probably forgetting of a time when I've done this. So I'm gonna say the second circle. So I disagree with the statement, but maybe not completely. Number 5, I work to avoid coming off as arrogant. Okay, yes. Listen, I agree with this one strongly, and I'll tell you why. Because, oh man, I people used to when I was younger, people used to tell me I was cocky and arrogant, and that used to bother me so much, because I didn't think that's what I was doing. I didn't I That really hurt my feelings back then. I mean, we're talking about 35 years ago, probably 35, 40 years ago. So, yeah, but that left an indelible mark on me, where I want to make sure that I'm understood, that people do not see me as that kind of a person. Okay. Hopefully the commercials in this video are not getting in the way. Number 6, I try to be attuned to people's body language cues. I strongly agree with that. I am big on that. I'm always calculating, when I'm always watching people's physical language. All right. Number 7, I can recognize other people's emotions and adjust my behavior accordingly. I try to. I absolutely do try to. Here's the thing. Here's where I'm really trying to be careful. Whenever I've been given, and I know this is not a hardcore personality test per se, this one necessarily. I mean, it kind of is, because we're talking about charisma, whether you have it or not, is if it's part of the fabric of your personality. But what was I saying? What was I going to say? Oh, I know. I don't like taking these kinds of tests when somebody else is trying to prompt me to do it, especially if it's a family member, because oh, I need to get this. Hold on, let me go back to. Okay, I need to get this comment off the screen. I just realized I've left it up there a little too long. Okay, so I don't like to do it at somebody else's request, because especially if it's your family member, because they will always try to tell you, you're supposed to answer these honestly, and if they don't like your answer, they're going to go, no, you're not like that, or we told you to be honest. I've learned to say no when these tests have been offered to me. So I do try to answer these honestly as I can. I do try to adjust my behavior according to my perception of someone's emotions. And the older I get, the easier it is for me, because I just don't feel like dealing with a lot of drama. And if people cannot handle it, I should be able to tell. I just don't bother. But also, if they're displaying positive emotions, it's going to help me to understand where I can go, or where I should stop, or if even those can be possibly a warning sign of something else. So I'm going to say agree, highly agree. Number 8, I remember people's names and make sure to use them in conversation. Well, okay, I'm not good at remembering names. However, I am really good at using a person's name in a conversation as soon as they tell me. Like, if I don't know you and you and I met, let's say we're downtown Disney, we're in Disney Springs, and I happen to run across you, we start having a conversation. You say, my name is Tom. I will purposely repeat your name as often as I can in the conversation, not obnoxiously, but frequently, to kind of embed it in my mind, and also because I know people like to hear their own name. So I will say yes. But at the same time, when I leave that conversation and come back, let's say a week later, I might not actually remember it that well. I don't know why. So I'm gonna hit the middle dot on this one. Number 9, I enjoy networking. What do you mean by networking? Now I know what networking means, but that that could be pretty broad. That I mean, here's the reason why I'm hesitating on this. I know people that I consider to be very good at networking, and I find them kind of annoying because I feel like they're just basically, ass kissers. Uh, in a way, I think you can network without doing that. So what are we framing this in? I enjoy networking. I'm gonna hit the middle dot because I'm so middle of the road about this. I think that's the most fair one to put because I'm not opposed to it. Number 10, I don't spend time listening to what other people think. I would say I disagree, but I'm going to put it on the second dot. I don't totally care, but I care to some degree. And I probably shouldn't. I should probably care less than what I do, but I do care. Number 11, people say I'm a passionate speaker. Well, I don't know that people really talk about what kind of speaker I am. I mean, well, when I was younger, people used to tell me all too often that I was too intense. I don't think I am now, but I heard that quite a bit. People would say, you're a really intense guy, aren't you? And I used to think, oh, maybe that's kind of a compliment. But now, looking back now, I realize they were trying to warn me. But that's long gone. That's water under the bridge, and I haven't been that way in many many years, maybe a couple of decades. Passionate speaker, I will say I don't think it's the same thing as intense. Let me hit the I'm gonna hit the second to the last dot. I agree with that, but maybe not to the extreme. Number 12, people tend to remember the stories I tell. I have no idea if people remember the stories I tell. And I'm not so sure I'm not like in everyday conversations, I'm not a big storyteller, I don't think. Well, I take that back. I don't know. I don't really know if people remember the stories I tell. How's that a fair question for the test taker? People tend to remember the story. I mean, how many people come back and say, "Yeah, I remember that story you told"? I just don't. I don't know. I'm gonna put middle of the road here. Let me look at some of the comments first and see if there's anything else here. Okay. Okay. So Joanne's saying I'll keep a lookout and see if I can make another live. I'll watch one quiz. Looks fun. Thank you. Hopefully, I'm not taking too long to do it for you. I'll probably take more than one, but thank you for sticking around. Okay. Aaron's saying a lot of this has to do with how much live experience as well. That's true. That's true. What is my facial expression right now? I don't know. I'm sure it's probably something you saw on the screen. So true. Family and friends think they know you more than yourself. So, oh yeah, see, I know, right? You've experienced this, having you, Joanne. You know what I'm talking about. In some ways, they may know us a little more than ourselves, but I think that they give themselves a little too much credit at the same time. Oh, yeah. Aaron says he forgets names quickly as well, but he does use them in conversations likewise. Okay, so Joanne says, no, just my opinion, but you come across as quite grounded with good communication skills. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. That's very reassuring. Okay. Um, Aaron says, isn't everyone on YouTube big storytellers? I don't know. I mean, they always try to encourage you to be better storytellers. I just don't know if I ever kind of fit the bill for that. And True North is here. True North Beard Company. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Appreciate that. Okay, so on to the 13th question. I know how to steer a conversation away from disharmony. It's so funny this gets brought up because, yes, I do think I'm very good at this, but this just happened tonight at home. And I tried by, you try the whole thing. I'm not going to acknowledge some things. I'm going to try to veer this off. I'm going to try to be dismissive about it, or I'm going to try to downplay it a little bit. Sometimes, sometimes people don't want to let something go, especially if they're very aware and that's what you're doing. So I know how. Yes, I do know how. I'm going to strongly agree with this. Okay. Number 14, I use humor to connect with others. Yes. Okay. I'm going to strongly agree with this. Here's the thing, guys. I use humor a lot to connect with others, and I use humor to try to make other people feel better. Even when my mom was passing away a few months back, I would try to be humorous with my mother in the process because she kind of expects that from me. Honestly, it kind of plagues me now that I was doing that. I was trying to make her feel better, but I honestly kind of feel bad. Like, I wonder because she really couldn't communicate back too well. She was cognizant, but it's so weird that this gets brought up. I did that with my dad too, but I wanted my dad to feel like that we, as his children, were going to be strong. You know, that's kind of what I did with my mom too. But I did that when my baby sister died, when I was just like 6 years old. People would be coming over to the house and they were crying, and I try to make them feel better. I try to be funny. So yeah, and I don't feel bad about when I was a little kid, but I look back and I feel bad about just from months ago. Anyway, going on to something else. Number 15, I often find myself taking on a conversation partner's communication style. Mm, I'm gonna put middle of the road here because sometimes I do, but I won't compromise myself too much if I think that their communication style is lacking or harmful to the trajectory of the conversation. Okay, I can, but I think it's good to mirror people to some degree. I do think it's good to mirror people to some degree because it's what they relate to, and they feel like they're being validated when you do that. Even physically, like the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you position yourself. But conversation wise, I don't know. I do, but I'm very careful about it. Number 16, I'm genuinely enthusiastic about meeting someone new. Yes, absolutely. I love meeting new people. I can make a friend anywhere with just about anybody. And it annoys my wife to death, actually. So I'm going to highly agree with this. Okay, number 17. I have a clear vision of, of what my future should look like. Oh, man. No, I don't. I don't. In fact, my wife the other day asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I go, what? Who asked their spouse that? Like, that's what people, when you interview for a job, that's what they ask you. I'm like, I feel like I'm getting set up. I'm like, I don't know, probably still doing YouTube. So that was my answer. That was literally my answer to her. So I'm going to hit disagree. As bad as that may seem, no, I don't have a clear vision for it. I just take everything day by day. Okay. Number 18. I find persuading other people to be very hard. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hit strongly agree on this. I know I'm not trying to hit extreme all the time on one side or the other, but okay, I'm gonna hit the second to the last circle because I can persuade people. I can make a good argument, but I don't. I use the word argument, not in an argumentative kind of a way, but All right. So here's the thing. It's really easy for me to detect whether someone can be talked into or persuaded or cajoled into something because you can see if someone's got their heels firmly planted. And I have no interest in trying to do that. I will ask questions to try to get them to question the logic of their perspective, but I don't make it my concern too much. Number 19, people usually remember me, even if we only met once. You know what? I've never thought about this before, but yeah, I think they do. I think they do. I'm gonna put the second to the last circle because I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure from the way people talk. Okay, number 20. I can usually motivate people to get a job done. Well, I'm not in the position, like at work or any place else like that. Not really. I don't know. I don't see myself doing that. No, I don't. I don't. I'm gonna try to be as fair about this as possible. I'm gonna hit the second circle, the second disagree circle, because it just seems fair. Because I really don't know. I'm not really in a position to do that. So if I was called upon to do that, I don't know what the outcome would be. Let's see what the score test is. Charisma score test. Let me go. Let's widen the screen. What do the scores mean? 71 out of 100. Relatively high charisma. Who knows if it's true or not? Relatively high charisma. What do you guys think of that test? Do you think it's valid? Do you think it's worth giving any attention to? Let me read some of the comments here. I'd have to go back to the other screen to put them on the screen, but I'll read them out loud. Um, so Joanne says, sorry for your losses. Well, thank you, Joanne. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Aaron says, haha, I'm constantly talking with strangers as well, annoying my wife as well. Yes. Yes. Well, she's learned to just walk away and go find something else to do because I could be there forever. But I'm also getting better at cutting conversations off when I feel like it's kind of gotten out of control because I let it get that way. Question: are we strangers? Not sure I understand that one. Joanne, when your partner says, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" say something like, "Happily with you." She'll love that. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. That might be the very thing she doesn't want to hear. Oh, okay. So anyway, that was a fun test to take. That was a fun one. What do you guys think of that one? Did you like it? Was it worth listening to? Was it worth, kind of following along? I'm gonna go back to my main screen here. We've got 9 people on board. That's good. That's good. Let me do this real quick and kind of readjust, recalibrate here. I'm going all the way down here. I almost feel like I broke into song there for a second. Oh, so all right, Greg. I appreciate you being here tonight, man. I'll have to. I need to go back and as my beard is getting longer, I'll have to go back and to make sure I purchase some of your beard oils and whatnot. And by the way, guys, speaking of which, um, if you want to know what I have in my beard tonight, I'm actually wearing Mad Vikings the Hollow beard oil. I love Mad Viking. They have really good products. The Hollow, I'll tell you what the scent is like. Sorry, let me get this. Oh, Joanne's saying that was fun. Got to go. Nice meeting you all. Thanks for being here, Joanne. I really appreciate it. Uh, it's always nice. It's always good to see a fresh face in here, and I hope that we can see you again here sometime. So, getting back to what I was saying, I've got Mad Viking, the Hollow beard oil in my beard, and this is really good. The scent is, to me, okay. It's woodsy, but it reminds me of number 2 pencils. When you were a kid in school, did you like smelling the graphite and the wood and the pencil together? It was so, I love that. Now, I'm not saying this is strictly what this is. There's other things, along with it, but that's what it reminds me the most of. And I love that scent. And that's what I've got in my beard. And what I like about this one, this is a pump. It's a pump kind of bottle. So you squirt right in your hand like this. So it's not a restrictor cap, and it's not the eyedropper kind of cap. Also, you know what they have? I don't think I've ever talked about this on here. Mad Viking has this beard and body lotion, and I don't know if you're supposed to shake it up or not, but I always shake it and then take this cap off, and then spray it on my arms and my head, any place where I have skin exposed. Man, that smells so good. And you can even spray this in your beard. Yeah, that is nice stuff. Anyway, I have a link down below, not just for Mad Viking, but for some other companies too. But try out Mad Viking. They always have some really good deals down there, and it would help me out a little bit, but wouldn't cost you anything to help me out. But yeah, I've been using Mad Viking for a very long time, and I've been very happy with them. So Paul is saying that he's got Artius Man in his beer tonight. Bayrum. That's like one of their signature scents. I think, or maybe I just say that because that was probably the first thing they sent me. Okay, you guys want to take another quiz here? Want to do something a little more? We might do another personality test here in a little bit. I'll tell you what, guys. Here's the thing. You tell me, like, what you would want to, if you've seen something on the screen, you say, hey, I wish he would take that test. Tell me, and I'll go back and take it. Because I'm just here to have fun. And I would love to hear what you guys would say about that. And you guys have been giving me some of your feedback, which I appreciate. Aaron's saying he's got Fable's lifeguard in his beard. Is Mad Viking shipped to Japan? I don't know. I have no idea whether they do or not. That's a good question. Yeah. I know that a number of the ones I have up there down below in the description, I know that they do overseas stuff like that too, but I couldn't tell you offhand which ones do and which ones don't. All right, so let's go to Britannica.com. All right, I'm gonna go to Britannica.com and let me share the screen here. All right, Britannica.com. Let's look at this and see what quizzes we can take on it. The reason I picked Britannica is they seemed a little more intellectual as opposed to BuzzFeed. You remember what I was showing you with BuzzFeed, right? Like, let's make a cookie together or make a cookie cake or something together and find out what kind of shark you are. Okay. Britannica's not like that at all. But I would expect more from Britannica. All right, so let's find one. They have guess the book by its chapter titles. Nope, not going to do that. Name that animal. I don't know that I'd be good at that. My youngest son would be good at that. Let's go down here. Guess the language quiz. Aaron, you might be good at that. I'm not good at mythology. I don't know much about mythology. Guess that historical event. That might be interesting. What's on the menu? Vocabulary quiz. So I saw, and I can't find it now. I saw the other day where you can take a quiz and find out if you're smarter than a fifth grader from 1912. And I wish I could find it again. I didn't take it at the time, but I wish I could find it now so I could take it in front of you. Wonders of the World quiz. Name that musical instrument. Name the U.S. state quiz. U.S. state capitals quiz. World flag. So I have my oldest son. He is like obsessed with flags. He can tell you. He can take a look at any flag and tell you where it's from in the world. Pop culture vocabulary quiz. What did you? Oh, let's do. What did you just call me vocabulary quiz? Okay. 17 questions. There's a timer bonus, so there must be a timer on this. Okay. You guys ready to get started? Yes, Aaron. Britannica Encyclopedia is the same, one and the same. Okay, so let's get started. Let's find out what this says here. I've got 30 seconds. Okay, here's what it says. Before we went to her house, Hannah told us her aunt was a flibbertigibbet. Is that a compliment or an insult? Liberty Jib doesn't sound complimentary. I'm gonna say that's an insult. Oh, I'm right. A flibberty gibbet is a silly, flighty person. Is a word of, I don't know if I'm going to get this right, automata, is that right? Onomatopoeic origins created from sounds meant to resemble idle chatter. Okay, well, got that one right. People who worked with him generally considered Deshaun a computer maven. Now, the only time I've ever heard the word maven, well, maybe two other times I've heard the word maven used is when Malcolm Gladwell used it in the book. I think it had to do with people who are connectors. And it wasn't insulting. So I'm going to say it's complimentary. Originating from Yiddish and late Hebrew, maven means one who is experienced or knowledgeable. Okay, I don't know what I was talking about, but I knew it wasn't an insult. Oh, Romy, you're here. Good to see you, man. I wondered when you were going to make it here, but I knew I didn't. A lot of people probably didn't know I was even doing this tonight, so I'm glad you're here, man. Okay, Aaron's saying you can recognize most Asian languages. Let me get this other. I keep forgetting to take. I keep forgetting to take comments off of the screen, so I apologize about that. I There you go. Now you can focus a little bit more. It's just a distraction to me. All right. Let me go back to this thing here. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. Anyway, Aaron's saying there are a few smaller ones that trip me up, but I have heard many over the years. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Asian languages would be hard to decipher. All right. During the war, Tony's grandpa earned a reputation as a quisling. A quisling. I don't know what that means. Quisling. Is it a compliment? I'm going to say compliment. I really don't know. What do you guys think? I have 8 seconds, 7 seconds. I'm going to hit complimentary. Oh, I got it wrong. I got this wrong. Synonymous with traitor and collaborator. Quisling comes from Vidkun Quisling, if I'm even saying that right. A Norwegian army officer who encouraged Adolf Hitler to occupy Norway. How many of you knew that? Oh, how many of you knew that? Romy's saying just about to butter the beard with some flaming beard. I have 8-bit Blue Devil oil and beard tropical leather. It smells good. It smells good. Sounds good. Sounds very good. Okay, let's go on to the next one here. The billionaire's magnanimity was a frequent topic on social media. Well, I would think magnanimity would be complimentary. It has to do with being beneficent or charitable, right? Or generous. Maybe generous is the word I'm thinking of. So I'm going to say complimentary. Boy, those seconds tick by fast, don't they? Okay, got it right. Magnanimous. Let me drink some water here. Magnanimity is loftiness of spirit, enabling one to bear trouble calmly, to disdain meanness and pettiness, and to display a noble generosity. Okay. All right. Darla thought her daughter's new boyfriend was certainly urbane. Listen, I've seen this word quite a bit. It just seems weird the way they're using it in this sentence. I think that urbane has to do with being useful or helpful in some capacity. I think it's complimentary. What do you think? Urbane means notably polite or polished in manner and comes from the same root word as urban, of relating to, characteristic, or constituting a city. Okay, I was mistaken. I mean, I didn't get the answer wrong, but my definition was a little off. All right. How many of you are getting these right? Oh, versus me. Okay. Hey, Kelly, I keep forgetting these are on timer. Kelly reconnected with her old friend and was surprised she became a reprobate. Well, obviously, this is an insult. A reprobate is like a degenerate. Someone of malfeasant behavior, I would say. Okay, let me just hit insulting. Correct. Reprobate was originally used in religious context, but now can be used to describe anyone who is unprincipled or depraved person. Okay. Next one. Yasmin was ornery when it came to schoolwork. This one's way too easy. I mean, we all got called ornery by our parents when we were kids, didn't we? There's no way that this is complimentary. So I'm going to say insulting. Ornery means having an irritable disposition or difficult to deal with or control. The word comes from ordinary and was used to describe things that were common or of inferior quality. I didn't know that. Later, it came to mean lazy and became associated with becoming or with being easily agitated. Okay, so the definition of ornery is a little more broad than I thought. Agitated, maybe mean-spirited, mischievous. That's how I would have thought of it, because it's usually that's when my parents were saying I was ornery. All right. Let's go on to the next one. All right. The marble statue has is that Calipigian quality? I don't know. I've never seen this word. Have you? Have any of you seen this word? I don't know if it's complimentary. Oh, I gotta come up with something. I'm gonna say complimentary. I don't know. Oh, I'm right. Oh, it means having shapely buttocks. Okay, you want to find out what calipigian? Let's find out. Let's find out how you pronounce this word. Okay, hold on. I gotta find out. Call P Pygin. Here, hopefully I'm gonna turn this up and see if we can hear it.
Calipigian.
Calipigian. Oh, well, hold on.
Calipigian.
Yeah, there we go. Calipigian, new word. Having shapely buttocks. No, I'm not going to get up and ask you if you think I have Calipigian qualities to me. That just wouldn't be right. Okay. Oscar could hear his wife's dulcet tones emanating from the shower. That sounds nice, I think. I would say that's complimentary. Yeah. Let's say it's complimentary because I don't really know. I mean, it's a musical term. I'm gonna say soft, and maybe means soft. Okay, dulcet means pleasing to the ear as well as sweet to the taste and can be applied to most things generally pleasing, such as a smile. You know, it makes me think of Elf. Not Elf himself, but you know, in the movie Elf, when he goes into the women's bathroom and she's taking a shower and she's singing Baby It's Cold Outside. I don't know. Yeah, I guess because I guess he's talking about his wife singing in the shower here in this right here. But anyway, my mind is wandering. Next, the old man was congenial with just about everyone on the bus. Well, congenial, I think, just means friendly. You know, right? Congenial. Say complimentary. This one's kind of easy. Congenial is synonymous with pleasant and sociable. According to ancient mythology, each person was thought to be assigned at birth a spiritual guardian called genius in Latin. I did not know that. People who got along well were said to have similar spirits or to be congenial. That's interesting. I like that. I really like that. Man, you could make a whole video just about that, couldn't you? Maybe there's an idea in the working here. Oh, so Aaron, you're asking me what website I'm on? This is on Britannica, britannica.com/quiz, What did you just call me? Vocabulary quiz. Yeah, that's what I like about this is that you're actually learning something when you do it. You're not just giving you the right answer. They're telling you what it's about. I like that. Okay, let's go to the next one. The sanctimonious leader began issuing new proclamations. So I would say sanctimonious means uh, probably in direct opposition to that which would be considered holy, right? In fact, offensive. Not just in direct opposition, but offensively so. Okay, let me hit insulting. Okay, I almost forgot it was on a timer. Originally, sanctimonious was used to describe people and things that were holy. Okay. Sanctimonious was used to describe people and things that were holy. Sanctimonious. Okay, that definition is now. Okay, I'm getting a little turned around here. I think I described it wrong. They are right. What's the word I was thinking of? It's like the opposite of sanctimonious. Ah, I can't remember. That definition is now obsolete today. The word means hypocritically pious or devout. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. Luckily, I got the answer right. I'm going to come out looking a little bit smarter than I actually am. All right, number 12 of 17. Sam was next at the podium and delivered a pippin of a speech. It sounds a pippin. Okay, so there's a ragtime piece called The Pippin written by Arthur Marshall, and he had a counterpart to that song called The Peach. So there's the pippin and the peach. Pippin sounds good, right? I'm going to say it's complimentary. As well as being a type of crisp, tart apple. Oh, that sounds good. Pippin means a highly admired or very admirable person or thing. I like that. It sounds like a very old term, but maybe it's because I associate it with a ragtime piece. I think I might start using that. Are you guys learning anything? So Romy says his gym teacher used to call him that in high school. What did he used to call you? Certainly not a Pippin, right? Or because I think you put this comment before I actually read this. So which one are you talking about? Yeah, which word were you talking about? I'm curious. I'm curious now. I can't remember what we were talking. I can't remember where we were at when that happened. Okay, so let's go to number 12 of no, let's go to number 13. Amy was prodigal when it came to clothing. That sounds like a weird way to use that word. So when we think of prodigal, we think of the prodigal son, the son who was unthankful. He was, yeah, well, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So I would say this is insulting. It's correct. Prodigal means characterized by profuse or wasteful expenditure, and is perhaps best known for its use in the Bible story about the prodigal son, which describes a wayward son's lavish lifestyle. Wow. Okay. They're obviously putting this in much better words than I am. Carlos was perspicacious when it came to puzzles. Well, perspicacious is a mental thing. It's they're very I would think of perspicacious as being someone who is I gotta think about this quickly. I know it's a compliment. I'm trying to think of the right definition. I'm just gonna hit compliment. I'm gonna lose time here if I don't. Synonymous with keen, perspicacious is derived from the Latin perspicax, meaning clear-sighted. Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. All right. Everyone in town knew Sue and Andy had pulchritudinous children. I think pulchritudinous means beautiful, good looking, or pleasing to the eye. I think that's what pulchritudinous means. I read it a long time ago. I'm going to put complimentary. Yes. Okay, pulchritudinous is defined as physical comeliness, and pulchritudinous can be a colorful, if slightly obscure way of describing someone or something as beautiful. Okay. Calipigian, yes. Okay. Did they actually say that to you, Romy? Did they actually use that word? Because that's hilarious if they did. Oh man, listen, I would take it as long as it wasn't a dude saying it. Um, yeah. Who knows? Who knows what you mean by that? All right. I just realized I don't have anything in the description at the moment, do I? I thought I did. Or do I? No, I will go back later on. I said something about the links and stuff like that. When this video is done, I will go back and put all the links down below. Okay. Let's go to the next question. I think we have 3 more. Many of the wedding guests called Max a popinjay after seeing his outfit. Okay, I don't know what a popinjay is, but I'm going to guess this. It sounds like someone who dressed kind of like a dandy, like kind of to stand out, to be noticed. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to say insulting. Oh, I got it right. I had no idea. Popinjay comes from the same word as parrot. Before the 1500s, the bird was rare and exotic, so being compared to one was a compliment. Yeah, I pictured someone kind of garish, someone kind of, oh, what's the word I want to use? Okay. You think of Liberace. Oh, it's not the word. I can't think of the word I want to use. It's so common. It's escaping me now. All right, let's go on. As they became more commonplace, their gaudy plumage, I'm sorry, and vulgar mimicry gave popinjay the negative connotation it has today. I think I might use that word too. Two more questions here. 2 more examples. The teacher found out her whole class was nescient on the subject of American history. Well, I'm going to guess it's insulting. I can't imagine why else they would have used it in a sentence like this. I don't really know what it means. Let's say insulting. Oh, you're right. Nescience means lack of knowledge or awareness. The word comes from the Latin prefix "ne" or not. Maybe it's nescient. I don't know. And seer, to know. Okay, seer or sire, whatever it is also the root word for science. Okay, a little above my pay grade, I'm afraid. How are you guys doing? So, Romy, no, they didn't use that word, but they did tell you had shapely buttocks. There was a time I did too, and it got a lot of female attention. Those were the days. Oh, those were the days. Yes, they were. It's funny how you don't. Well, I guess you can maintain it. I don't do too bad now, but I'm just saying. Back then, it was a gateway to female attention. I liked it, but anyway, never mind. Oh, I'm already done? I got 16 out of 17 right? Oh, it's not what I expected. Okay, that's good. All right. So, I've only done two of these tests. I thought we would do like 3. I really did. Oh my word. Does this go back to oh, it does go back to the main page. Should I do another one, guys? Should I do one more? I don't think I want to do another personality quiz. It might take too long. But we still have how many people do we have in here? We have 9. We still have 9 in here. I wish that my screen actually told me who those people were. That'd be nice. Okay. Okay. I'm scrolling down. Dead Sea Pirate. Have you been on here before? Because can't tell if I remember you or not. Dead Sea Pirate. Any thoughts on Dover? Is that Delaware? Well, wherever this is at, no, I have not been there. I have no thoughts on it. Okay. No, I'm not really sure exactly where you're talking about. I'm guessing it's Delaware. If I took the state test or that one we saw up here earlier. Let me go back to it. I might have a better idea of where that's at. Let me go back up here and look. They had something to do with capitals or states. Let's do one more, but do you guys have a preference? Do you want to do something a little more personality oriented or just trivia? Even have former names of current places quiz. Very big thing happened on this day. Okay. Let me go back and get that off of here. Okay. All right. Let's find a quick one. Let's find a quick one. I'm not doing the swinging 60s. I don't know anything about the 60s. Guess the movie. Okay, so I am not a movie person. I used to watch a lot of movies when I was much younger. I hate movies, so I just don't watch hardly any of them. I don't know that maybe I should do this for sheer entertainment. I don't have to know that I'm going to ace something. U.S. state capitals quiz. That sounds like it'd be a long one. Don't know that I want to do that. And the U.S. state. What's on the menu? Okay, let's do the movie one. That's probably kind of short. Let's find out. We can get through it kind of quick. Because you guys, I'm sure you'd be better at movies than I am. Let's take a gander at this. There's 16 questions. And then we'll be done. We'll be done. All right. Kind of keep score and let me know how you did at the end of this. Guess the movie emoji quiz 2. So I guess there's another one here somewhere. 16 questions. Okay, which is on timer. It's on timer again like the last one was. Oh, so it's like this. Oh, this is quick. Red balloon. I don't know. No, it's up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the little house. The little house on the screen. I should have known. This is really quick. This thing is like maybe 10 seconds. You get like 10 seconds to answer this. Boy, they had me in a panic. I'm gonna bomb this one. I know I'm gonna bomb this one. Oh. Aaron says he loves how VR has replaced the movie theater. I haven't done that yet. I've looked into a VR one time. Okay. West Side Story, Finding Nemo, Jaws, Deep Blue Sea. I'm gonna say Jaws. I don't know. I got that wrong again. West Side Story. Okay, I've never seen West Side Story, so I don't know how this would relate to it, but oh man. I suck at this. I'm gonna get every one of these wrong, I can tell. Cool Runnings. I'm gonna say yes. American Beauty, Beauty and the Beast. Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna say American Beauty? No, Citizen Kane. See, I haven't seen any of these movies except Beauty and the Beast, the Disney version, by the way. But no, I got that one wrong too. I should write down the names of all these movies and watch them. Okay. True Grit, Tremors, Lawrence of Arabia, Dune. I'm going to say Dune. I really don't know. I got that one right. Yeah, I got that one right. Does this say anything down the bottom? Oh, it does. This has stuff down at the bottom. Universal Studios was unsure audiences would be able to understand the sci-fi jargon in David Lynch's 1984 Dune. I didn't know David Lynch did that. So they sent the movie to theaters with paper glossaries to be handed out to audiences. Despite the extra assistance, the movie was a flop. I wonder what the other one said. All right. Skylar Hill. He says, I cut my beard off because the constant follow ups, stray hairs were causing me anxiety and distress. I understand that. I understand that. Romy says, I read that they looked into some AI chats and saw transcripts of it being sensual to kids. Oh, you're talking about the app. Wait a minute. I'm kind of lost on that one. Okay, let's get back to the questions here. All right. The wrestler, Fight Club, Iron Claw. I don't know. I'm gonna say Iron Claw. No, Fight. I almost said Fight Club. Almost. Oh, the bar of soap. Yeah, I should have said Fight Club. Should have gone with my gut. Stars Ed Norton and Brad Pitt were trained in actual soap make. Okay, stars Ed Norton and Brad Pitt were trained in actual soap making techniques to prepare for Fight Club, in which human fat purloined from a liposuction clinic is turned into swanky soaps. Okay, I did watch Fight Club and I liked it a lot. However, I do not remember that, so I need to go back and watch it again. Okay. Oh, what is this? Princess Bride, Indiana Jones, Last Crusade. I'm gonna say Last Crusade. Yeah. Oh, I got that right. I see. They're not giving me enough time. That was just a shot in the dark. At the end of the 1989 film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones has to pick out the Holy Grail from many assorted drinking vessels, which is why I guess they have a multiplicity of them here. Choosing poorly means death. Director Steven Spielberg was initially worried about using the Holy Grails as a plot device, as he believed it might conjure thoughts of the 1975 comedy Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Well, I'm sure it did, probably. All right. Um, Skylar says, okay. Romy's saying to Skylar, a flyaway today is part of a masterpiece tomorrow. Yeah, I get that too. Dead Sea Pirate says, I do hope you continue the live streams. I have many Florida questions. Oh, okay. All right. All right, let's go on to the next question. Oh, not enough room on my screen. Frozen thing. I'm gonna say Titanic. I'm gonna say Titanic okay, because they're not giving much time, guys. I don't know why. The other one gave me like 30 seconds. This is giving me only like 10. I got it right though. I got it right. Here's what it says down at the bottom. While the passengers of the real Titanic were plunged into the icy waters of the North Atlantic, the waters on the set were kept at a milder 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh well. Did him a real solid there. Whack, whack, whack. All right, next one. The Right Stuff? No. Babe? Toy Story? I'm going to say Toy Story. What do you think, guys? I got this one right. Was that 3 right so far? I'm surprised. The Space Ranger toy Buzz Lightyear is named in honor of Buzz Aldrin, the second person to set foot on the moon. For NASA's 50th anniversary, Aldrin took part in a short comical film training the Toy Story hero. Speaking of which, did you guys know that when I was a little boy, I was 5 or 6 years old, Buzz Aldrin actually came to my house and had lunch for my family. And my younger brother was too young for this, but me and my 2 older brothers, he would stand us up on the picnic table and show us how to jump, how to do a parachute landing, tuck and roll. And that's where I learned how to fall. Yeah, but yeah, Buzz Aldrin came to my home and taught me how to fall. Yeah, that's another story for another day, if you want to hear it. Let's go to the next one. All right. A lot of eggs, a fork and plate. I'm going to say Alien? No, Cool Hand Luke. Remember that scene? Yeah, I remember that scene where he's like eating all those eggs. I guess, was he kneeling down right here because he's sick? If you haven't seen Cool Hand Luke, that's a really good movie. Former safecracker and ex-con Don Pierce based the novel Cool Hand Luke, I didn't even know it was a novel, on a mixture of tales he'd heard with the chain gang as well as his own personal accomplishments. Pierce claimed Luke's egg-eating prowess was based on his own ability to out-eat everyone at camp. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. If you've seen Cool Hand Luke, you know what I mean. This is the movie where that everybody likes to quote, where the guy says, "What we have here is a failure to communicate." Strother Martin said that. Okay. Okay, what do we got here? Wizard of Oz, Airbuzz, Sharknado, Twister. I'm going to say Wizard of Oz. Oh, I got it right. I actually kind of thought it was going to be Sharknado. All right, which I've not seen. Everyone in my family loves it. Wizard of Oz. The dog who portrayed Toto and The Wizard of Oz and her trainer were paid $125 a week, more than the roughly $50 paid to the actors who portrayed the Munchkins. Hmm. Well, there you go. Now you know. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, this looks like It's a Wonderful Life right off the bat. Yeah, I'm going to say It's a Wonderful Life. What do you guys think? Let's go for it. Yes! I can't believe I'm getting this many right because I didn't think I'd get any. All right, here's what it says. It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, director Frank Capra said in an interview that he didn't think of the story as Christmas related when he first came across it. I've heard that. I've also heard that it was really warm on the set where it looked like it was snowing. And I also heard that Jimmy Stewart claimed he'd never work with Donna Reed again. He didn't like her acting. He thought she was terrible. He didn't want to ever work with her again. And yeah, that was it. But I thought Donna Reed, oh man, when I was a kid and I'd watch that movie, I watched it so many times. It's one of my favorite movies. Oh, I crushed hard on Donna Reed. Oh, yes. I just thought, oh, she's like something. Okay. Oh, what is the pictures here? I don't see him. The Dark Knight. Yeah, Dark Knight. I'm just gonna say Dark Knight. I got it right. I did see that one. The 2008 sequel to Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, features the clown prince of crime, the Joker, as well as a coin-flipping villain, Two-Face. Is he represented here? Oh yeah, Two-Face, two faces of a coin. Um, Aaron, you're asking me which games are we playing? I'm still in Britannica. I'm doing the movie quiz one to see which movie these things were in. I'm doing a little bit better than I thought I would be. Okay. On to the next one. I think we've done half of these. No. We've done 12 out of 16 so far. So we got about 4 more. Okay. Oh, Enter the Dragon, The Matrix. Oh, The Matrix. Blue and red pill, right? It's got to be The Matrix. I did see that one, obviously. The Matrix combines kung fu fighting and cutting-edge CGI with thought-provoking philosophy. The filmmakers asked some of the film stars to read philosophy works such as Simulacra, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and Simulation, a collection of essays by French postmodernist Jean Baudrillard. I don't know if that's how you say that. I do not know how to say French words. All right, let's go to the next one. How are you guys doing? Are you doing better than me? I'm assuming everybody's doing better than me. All right. Shining. Oh, that's what it looks like. Poltergeist. Ghostbusters. Beetlejuice. I'm going to say Beetlejuice. Oh, I should have gone with The Shining. That was what my gut was telling me at the very first. I mean, the axe. Oh, the axe. The axe alone. Okay. Yeah, the cold face. Crazy look. I can't believe I didn't follow my gut on that one. To say down the bottom, the scene in The Shining, 1980, in which Jack Nicholson's character uses an axe to break through the bathroom door, took 3 days to shoot and resulted in 60 broken doors. That's good trivia right there. It really is. I like stuff like that. 60 broken doors. All right, let's go to the next one. Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Apollo 13, Total Recall. What is this? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm gonna go. Okay. It's a 2001 Space Odyssey. I didn't pick anything in time, so I'm not getting that one right. Even though it looks like I selected it, I did not. I read the book. The book was really good. The movie was not as good as the book, but the movie was good. Director Stanley Kubrick feared that alien life might be discovered on Mars prior to the release of 2001: A Space Odyssey, negating much of the film's premise and causing the costly movie to bomb the box office. He contacted famed insurers Lloyd's of London to create a policy covering the discovery of alien life, but terms could not be agreed upon. Wow. Wow. Okay. Kubrick was kind of a weird guy, wasn't he? I think we got one more. Okay, Roxanne, The Sin of a Woman. I'm going to say Sin of a Woman. because he's blind, right? Al Pacino. Let's go for that. I got it right. I didn't see that one a long, long time ago. Actress Gabriel Anwar, who danced with Al Pacino's visually impaired Frank Slade in Scent of a Woman, said that the actor was too busy to make it a tango rehearsal, ended up repeatedly stepping on her toes. Yeah. Oh, that's good trivia, man. That is really good trivia. So let's see the results. Aaron says, "What did I miss? I walked away to get a coffee refill." Um, well, I don't know what you missed. I don't know what you missed, but I mean, I'm doing a little better than I thought, but I've missed a few because I didn't follow my gut. All right, 10 out of 16. I can't believe it. I can't believe I got that many right. Okay, well, sometimes guessing is good, but that 10 seconds just flew by so fast. I couldn't believe it was that hard. All right, so I think that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. We did 3. I thought we'd get a lot further, but we've done 3 quizzes and stuff like. Would you guys want to see something like this again? It'd be fun to get a bunch of us in here and answering this. You know what would be even more fun is if I had like a guest on here and we're both doing this at the same time. That would be fun. That'd be fun. All right, let me go back to this and change that. Okay. So, yeah. That was enjoyable. Aaron said I was going to put my red shirt on this morning. Now I reckon I will have to go change shirts. Okay. So I am going to go eat dinner. It was kind of good getting my feet wet again and trying this out. Seeing if I feel like I've missed anything or not. But yeah, I've enjoyed it tonight. It was good. It was good. You know, I uploaded 26 videos last month. And so I went from that to I took a little bit of a break, and I don't think it's been quite a week before I put a video out, or since I put a video out. I was starting to feel kind of bad about it, and then I thought, maybe I'll just do a live stream tonight. And then the idea hit me: what a cool challenge it would be if I did a live stream every day for 30 days. But it couldn't always be like this. There would have to be days when it was just impromptu, quick, simple, maybe drop a thought, a challenge, or just whatever. You know what I mean? It couldn't always be like this. I couldn't do this every day. That'd be too exhausting. But yeah, so I thought about doing that. I've got to really think about it, though. It's going to take a little more planning. The upside to doing that would be no editing. What you see is what you get, and I'm gonna give it some thought. I'm gonna consider it. And I thought my dog was still in here, but she's not. Her and the cat got into a fight shortly before I started the live stream, and I had to kick them both out. Anyway, so I'm thinking about maybe doing a 30-day challenge of making a live stream every day. So that might mean some will be done in the morning, some might be done in the afternoon, it might be done on the fly, might be done in different places. We'll have to see. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not promising that's what I'll do, but we'll find out. And let me look at the comments here. Aaron's asking, "Are you growing your beard out again?" I'm at 2.5 years now. Well, I am growing it out. I just don't know where I'm growing it out to. I don't know how long I'll let it get. You can stretch your beard to your navel. See, that's too long for me. I don't think I would ever do that. I mean, never say never, right? But I just don't think I would ever. I can't see myself ever doing that. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. But hey, to each his own, right? Some guys can't get their beard to grow that long if they want to. It's very difficult for them. There's such a thing as terminal growth where it just seems to stop growing. But do you have to be careful when you grill? Because I know so many guys with big beards that had to trim their beard back because They somehow or another started it on fire. A little bit, singed it, scorched it to some degree or another. Seen that a lot. But or you can always do what Dan C was talking about the other day. He puts it in a knot. Yeah, look decent on him. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going. I can tell I haven't done this in a while because the back of my throat's starting to feel a little sore. I don't know why, but I've enjoyed tonight. And if you've missed any part of this, feel free to go back and watch this after it's done uploading. It takes YouTube a little bit of time to do it, I think. I don't know if you can see it right away, but anyway, I've enjoyed it. Thanks for being here tonight. Check out all my other videos. I was just looking tonight that I've got 700 and, I don't know where it's at. I've done I think something like 754 videos. So I have a lot that you can check out that you might like. So do that. All right, guys. I appreciate you once again, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.